David Oakes, psychiatric survivor, MFI director from Oregon. David is a survivor of forced psychiatric drugging during several institutionalizations. Told he would be forever a medicated schizophrenic by his psychiatrists, David has instead been an activist for a change in the mental health system for 36 years and now directs MindFreedom International from their headquarters in Eugene, Oregon. Welcome, David.
Thank you, Caitlin, and I'm so glad that you're emceeing this. You've done a fantastic job, just tremendous. Yeah, I was crying during your introduction. I mean, you just really nailed it about the right to have emotions. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and thank you, everybody who supports the movement for a nonviolent revolution in the mental health system. That's not just a word there, revolution. Reform has fed the mental health system. The mental health industry eats catastrophes and builds itself through reform. It has to be through nonviolent revolution. And a key thing for us is to recognize that we're the 100%. That is, we're here to say Occupy the APA. We're part of the 99%, and the inequality and the oppression is wrong. But really what we're saying is that this is about being human. This is about pathologizing being human. To be human is to have extreme states. To be human is to wrestle with overwhelm. To be human is not to have a grip on reality. To be human is to be unique and different. This is about the human spirit, and that's why we're going to win. We're going to win. The human spirit cannot be beaten. We know people who've had forced electroshock like Ted and George and others who they've survived that. They're psychiatric survivors. Nothing could stop them. Solitary confinement. Who's been in solitary confinement like me? Who's been on the sharp end of the needle in a forced drugging? Nothing has stopped us. We're remembering our brothers and sisters who've been killed in the mental health system by saying psychiatric survivor, but their spirit lives on with this movement. Nothing can stop that spirit. We are unstoppable. We are the 100%. We are the human spirit. I just came from Oberlin in Ohio and spoke, and that's where the rebellion really got going about the Underground Railroad against slavery. And then I love it that Philly helped 9,000 slaves escape from the Underground Railroad. We're directly inspired by the Civil Rights Movement. We need our own Underground Railroad to support our brothers and sisters who are escaping from this involuntary outpatient commitment. Quietly, about 7 or 8 people have been helped. It's made the media once in a while. But we need landing zones, even a few landing zones, where people can go to escape this and get support, like a battered women's shelter kind of support where they land. Once we do that, then we can directly say that we are supporting our brothers and sisters escaping the forced psychiatric outpatient drugging, the people in Kendra's Law, Laura's Law, and these misnamed atrocities. Martin Luther King talked about nonviolence. The essence of nonviolence is recognizing we're the 100%. It's not a laugh line to say that the APA has extremely, overwhelmingly distressed individuals. They may talk in complete, coherent sentences. Don't be fooled. They have extreme, overwhelming mental and emotional problems. I would like the prison that some of them go to be as humane as possible. Humane. Really. We need to put some psychiatrists in prison. The prison needs to be, I'm with Dan Hazen, we need to totally reform and change and alter and overthrow the entire prison justice system. But some of these psychiatrists need, after a fair trial, need to be put in prison. Okay? Never let one of our brothers and sisters say, oh yeah, let's shock the shock doctors. No, I don't want our movement to become perpetrators of atrocities. Don't let them say, shock the shock doctors. Interrupt that and say, no. Put them in prison if they violate human rights. Martin Luther King called for the IAACM, the International Association for the my grassroots activism antenna just said that somebody leaned against the light switch. That's what always happens, and then the light goes off. The lights just went off. Do we have enough light? All right. So the IAACM is the International Association for the Advancement of Creative Maladjustment. Can you all say that? IAACM. Who's a leader in the IAACM? Come on, let's see it. Who's a leader? Who is a leader in the IAACM? Let's see all the hands. Come on. You are. You're all leaders. The International Association for the Advancement of Creative Maladjustment. MLK had all kinds of dreams. Some of them have been achieved, but one of his dreams was for the IAACM. We are the IAACM, and we are the 100%. One of the key things that has been a breakthrough for our movement is the heartbreaking, overwhelming nightmare of environmental devastation that there's now scientific evidence on things like the climate crisis, but also our oceans and so forth. There's scientific evidence that what is generally, commonly called normal is wrecking the planet's ecosystem. Okay? It is the worst mental and emotional problem to ever visit the planet. What is called normal is a mental and emotional problem. What's normally called normal is not normal. All right? So soon after MLK, our movement sprang up. 43 years ago, 36 years ago, I started getting involved in this because I was forcibly drugged and told it was hopeless, that I was going to get on psych drugs forever, neuroleptics. I now know if I'd been on them for 36 years, I would have had frontal lobe shrinkage, actual chemical lobotomy. And again, we have to say, we're pro-choice. We really are pro-choice. If you make the personal decision to take a substance as part of your recovery, that is your personal decision. However, yes, you're welcome here. We have folks, you want to be proud? Who's on a psych drug? Come on, there's people on psych drugs. Don't let them pigeonhole us as in some kind of civil war between drugs and talk. Now, that's too simple. We're here for a nonviolent revolution. We're here to shut down the oppression and stop it. So we are the 100%. We need to lead the way in terms of this nonviolent revolution. I just want to end by mentioning, some people will say, has anything really changed? Well, at the MindFreedom office, we get to hear from the movement. We're riding the surfboard of the movement. And we got a call that Glenn in New York was getting forced electroshocks, that his great lawyers couldn't stop it, that he was up for another 120 forced shocks. They contacted our office, one of our alerts went out, and because of you folks speaking out, you get these MindFreedom alerts. How many people have ever acted on a MindFreedom alert, right? I tell you, when the public finds that there really is a forced electroshock, when we prove it, oh man, they are on our side. We are the 100% or close to it. The APA is one of the few groups to support forced electroshock. Within 48 hours of you all speaking out, we won. Glenn is free of forced shock. Yeah. So thank you all for being here and being a leader in the movement. And this movement is going to win. It's going to grow. It's going to keep growing. John McCarthy, the late McCarthy, I've got to just, say that his spirit is really here. Because, because he figured out how to break out of the ghetto, which is lead on mental and emotional wellness, have fun, include families, include music, include people, include festivity, and bring them in, and we will lead on mental and emotional wellness. So, John's here, and I got to leave you guys on a high note. The BBC just phoned the Friends Center. They want to put us on live at 4 p.m. at the protest. We got to make sure there's a few protesters left there at 4 p.m. Yeah!